Hey guys, it's Wavejump here, and welcome back to my video. And today we are going to be covering world generation options. Now, world generation is something in Minecraft that always may seem boring to you. You may just go, oh, world, and just create a new world and just get a normal world and with a randomly generated seed. But there is a lot to Minecraft than just that. There is so much with world generation. It's pretty insane, and we're going to be going ahead and checking that out today. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm just going to create a new world called default, which is just first off going to highlight what a default world looks like. So if I just type in default, create a new world, and I did set creative, meaning that cheese will be on, then well, it's just a basic world. And sorry if there's any lag with my voice during this part because it's generating a world, but there's really nothing exciting about it. It's just a world. But you could do so much more with world generation than just creating a world. And actually, this is really what I want to save the seed. And seeds are one of the one of the things we're going to be talking about today. But yeah, let's go ahead and start checking them out. All right. So the first thing we're going to be checking out is the Superflat types. And Superflat is super diverse. So basically, first thing is, you could basically change the layer materials. You could create your own custom world. So you could make, for example, let's do a redstone ready world, right? So I'm going to name this redstone ready, and it's really a very basic world, and as you could tell, it's just made of sandstone, and I think you could find some villages as well, but there's really nothing too exciting about it. You could also make a void world, for example, which is really exciting. So if I go to Superflat, I can make a void world. But you could do a lot more exciting things than just this. So you could actually use custom seeds and all. I'm going to pull up a custom seed generator and I will be right back. Oh, I should mention I didn't mean custom seed generator, I meant a Superflat generator. Alright guys, so I did just go ahead and pull up a Superflat preset generator, and by the way, thanks for 273 subscribers. It's really awesome. We're almost at 300, and we are over a quarter of the way to 1,000, which is kind of mind-blowing to me, given that we were at like 70 subscribers like a couple months ago. So, alright, so basically, Superflat generators are pretty simple. So I'm going to go ahead here, and you could visit this website yourself. I'm not going to have any footage of this right now, but I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to create one that will be in we're going to do a jungle biome. Actually, no, jungle biomes are really laggy. I'll do a river biome with, let's see, what else do we want? We'll make villages really big. We'll make village distances, like, pretty much 2. Really high mineshaft chance. We're not going to change strongholds. And biomes, biomes we can set to 2. And actually I'll set the biomes to let's see, we'll set it to ocean biome. Actually no, I hate the ocean biome. We'll do a plains biome. I like plains biomes. We'll add mineshafts, strongholds, dungeons, plant ores, lava, like that, basically everything that you would find in normal world. We'll also make sure that the top layer is slime blocks, and that below that we have like 3 layers of stone just for fun. And all of a sudden, and you'll see this in just a second here, we have this really long string of text that we could use to create a new world, and this is just part of it right here. But let's go ahead and use this now to create a new world. So we're going to call it the custom Superflat world. Again, creative mode, you're going to set the world type to Superflat, and under presets, you'll notice there's this little box here. So I could paste this in, and it has this really long thing here. And if this works correctly, you'll notice we already have our slime blocks in stone, as I mentioned. we're going to create this world, and we may have a lot of cycle doing this because it's a pretty complicated world. I mean, we have villages, mineshaft, strongholds, dungeons, plant swords, you know, lavas, lakes, lakes, temples, witch huts, all that stuff. And villages spawn a lot more often. It's going to be a really, really cool world. Yeah, it's just by spawning, we're a pretty insane world. And I've messed around with some of the settings. Also, the villages are kind of destroyed. I think it's because multiple tried to spawn in the same spot. Here we have a little mineshaft chest because mineshafts are trying to generate in the same area as well. Like, here's part of a mineshaft right there. It is a really insane world. And you'll notice if I go into spectator mode, using game mode SP, that we could go ahead and just marvel in this. And one of my favorite examples of really cool custom Superflat generation is from a YouTuber called Slice Lime. And I was honestly thinking of doing a series very similar to his, but then I was like, eh. But his series is called Glass Core, and the way it works is that it's kind of like a normal world, except for mine shafts are like super common, and like below the ground, which by the way, all the ground is glass. That's why it's called Glass Core. Is where you find all your resources. So you could get all of your normal resources from the middle of Minecraft, but there are no trees or anything above ground. It's all below ground. And above ground is, and below ground mobs spawn pretty fast, given that, well, there's very limited surface area, so nothing can spawn on top. Alright, so moving on here from Superflat, we're gonna move on to some even more crazy custom stuff. And, so our example of this is going to be using customized. So, you know, so you could do, actually, first of all, just check out large biomes. Sorry about that. So large biomes is pretty much just what it says. It basically just means the biomes will be bigger. So if I just create a normal large biomes world, and by the way, we'll talk about seeds at the end of this video, then this world will generate, but the biomes will be larger is all. There's nothing hugely special about this. I don't know that I really love it. Because, well, you'll notice, for example, here's a plains biome, or savanna biome is what it's called. And I could just go for a really long while, and it's just going to be savanna for a really long time before we get to our next biome. So pretty simple, nothing too exciting there. Alright, now we are going to move on to our first customized world. And we're going to go over to world type and set to customize. We're going to check out amplified later, but amplified is super laggy, so we still need to check out, one second, amplified, and oh, what was the other one we need to check out? Actually, no, it's just amplified right now because we checked out, or amplified and seeds. Okay, so the first thing is you'll notice when you go to customize, there were so many different options. It's pretty insane. So the sea level, for example, this is how high I want the sea to be. I could, for example, have it level 18, so it'll be really low sea, or I could have a really high sea. We'll go for now, sea level of 27. Stronghold mine chests, we're gonna go like super insane on this. We're gonna have a ton of lava lakes, very few water lakes, a lot of dungeons, all of the biomes, pretty small rivers, pretty small biomes. We're just gonna go for a really crazy world right now. We're gonna not have a lot, you know, we're just not gonna change the spawning of anything but diamonds. So we're gonna change our diamond ore stuff to spawn as much as possible. So the spawn size 50 means it could spawn in veins of 50. Spawn size 40, more likely to spawn. Minimum height 0, meaning that it could spawn at from y equals 0 to the maximum height, which is 255. It could spawn basically anywhere where there's stone, which is really cool. There are also some presets we'll go over next. And this is a bit more crazy. This is about like height scale and height stretch. So this is like if you want to go super crazy. I'm not going to change it because, well, obviously it's not super easy to know what everything does. I know what most of it does, but I don't want to confuse everybody. So, and I don't know how to explain everything. So we're going to go ahead and hop into here. And again, it may take a little while for this world to load in because it is pretty crazy. But yeah, guys, I will be right back when the world is finished generating. And actually, never mind, I'm not going to cut because it already generated. Alright, so notice, on first class, this world looks pretty normal, except for the fact that literally there are new biomes everywhere. If I, oops, I do not want to go at 10 frames per second. If I set my render distance 7 plus, just watch the biome, which right now says forest. Right, we have a forest here, we have a jungle here, we have a river, a flower forest, a deep ocean. And again, because we set this to ocean right here, you'll notice we don't actually see any ocean unless we go all the way down. And yeah, there's some of that diamonds stuff that we generated earlier. Anyways, yeah, you notice the water isn't really exactly spawning correctly because I changed the water level. It doesn't like it. And yeah, all of a sudden there are way a lot of diamonds here. So it's pretty crazy. And you could do all sorts of stuff with this. So we're just going to go ahead and do a preset really quick here to show you what some of the presets are. So I can go to customize here. And we're gonna go to presets. You notice there are a ton of them. We're going to check out let's check out Mountain Madness. And the reason I'm doing this is because this will be pretty laggy already, but Caves of Chaos would break my computer, and I think Caves of Chaos would be cool, but again, I don't want to crash the recording and lose all this footage because I currently have 11 minutes of raw footage that will probably be cut down a little bit already. So as this is loading here we go. So we are now loaded in, and you'll notice it generated a really crazy world. We have, these super tall mountains, and this mostly played around as far as I know with like the height stretch and all that. But the best part about worlds that you generate with this type of preset is elytra or elytra. I pronounce it elytra, but a lot of people pronounce it elytra. But here we go. So I'm gonna grab myself elytra and not LE1. And we're gonna also turn on keep inventory, and then we're gonna fly around a little bit. So game rule, keep inventory true, and go into survival mode. And I know I don't have to be in survival mode, but here we go. And again, if you have a better computer than me, then obviously you could have a bit more fun with this because, well, you want to have your world constantly generating in front of you, and you'll know where you're going. But even with this, you basically just have the entire world as a flying course. The Caber's the light one as well as a really good one as far as I remember, for Elytra. And you could just go on for a while. And yeah, I could have gone into that cave there if I was more efficient with my Elytra. And one thing I should mention as well that's really cool is in the latest snapshot, there is actually for 1.11.1, which might already be out by the time you're watching this, depending on when you're watching this. If you hold a firework and click on it as you're flying, then it'll boost you up. So that in worlds like this could be amazingly fun. Alright, so that's just one of the presets. And again, you could do a lot of different stuff, but I can't go over all of it in one episode. Okay, so one of the worlds that you may not know about, and that most people don't actually know is existent, if you hold shift while clicking through the world types, then you'll get to what's called debug mode, which you'll notice I don't get to if I just click normally. But if I hold shift, then after customize, I get debug mode. See, it doesn't matter at all, but yeah, you'll notice it also tries to automatically put you in spectator mode. There is a way around this that I'll try and show you if they haven't patched it, but yeah. So you notice here, the way this type of world works is you could see every single texture in the game laid out as a block. And I don't know why these shulker boxes are glitching out and, not displaying unless I'm mousing over them. But that's perfectly fine because I don't really care too much about it. I have a feeling that's something new to 1.11 because that definitely didn't happen before 1.11 since shulker boxes didn't exist. Shulker boxes, I meant. So yeah, notice you're in spectator mode, and as far as I remember, oh, well, now it does let you edit your game mode, which it didn't before. And if you break a block, it just regenerates. So there's basically no way to do much. If you try and place a block, it just doesn't let you. Your Y level is 71, so it's not like you're way too high up or anything. It just doesn't let you place blocks. You could try and use set block, but it'll just say the block couldn't be placed, especially if you try and place it with currently existing block. So it's really just, again, a world that you literally just can't touch because anything you try and do will just break. I mean, you could obviously like stand on blocks and you could burn on blocks, but yeah, also there's a weird barrier behind here so that you can't die. But of course you could still use /kill. So that's what a debug world is, and now we're going to move on to an amplified world and check out seeds. Okay, so we're going to check out amplified now. And amplified is one of the craziest game modes, and you require a really good computer to be able to run an amplified world well. But amplified worlds work a lot like that world I showed you earlier, where it was just crazy mountains all over. It does a very, very similar thing, and yeah. So sorry for that annoying yawn there, but you know the world is taking especially long to generate, so that's just part of the sign already of how insane this world is. But yeah, this is pretty cool, and you'll notice that everything is super tall, and it's just crazy. And as far as I know, this will happen with every biome you go into. But yeah, like say for example, put on Elytra again, and let's just go flying again because flying is fun. But the same we'll do in creative mode because I don't feel like turning on keep inventory. Flying is a lot of fun in this. And also I love the Elytra sound. Listen to this. And I bet you, to me, that just sounds really cool. I find it to be a really awesome sound. But yeah, so that's an amplified world, mostly a normal world, just with heightened terrain. And lastly, we're gonna be moving on to what's called seeds. So seeds are really cool. And one sec, I'm gonna look up 1.11 seeds as I'm talking here. And the way that seeds work is that the game randomly generates what are called seeds, and seeds are what your world is made out of. So if you want to go ahead and have two of the original same world auto-generated, and you want to share that world with your friend, you could share with them the seed. And when they type in that seed, they'll get the original world that generated from that. Say, for example, I'm going to check out one really quick right here that I found on the internet. And yeah, see, it's not like seeds can hurt you. You could just copy and paste them into the text box. And there have been some really insane seeds. Ant Venom recently uploaded a video about a seed that in, I think it was like alpha or beta Minecraft, where you couldn't type in seeds, that was found that generates this really weird structure. You'll notice here, okay, so the website says at 215, right, negative 215, 72, which I'm going to teleport to 80, and then 242, there is a mansion. So let's check if that is accurate or not, because I am in here. I don't actually see anything. Actually, wait, I was looking at the wrong coordinates. Sorry, one sec. Let me go to negative 425, 80, 42, where there's supposedly a mansion. Let's check out if there is one. Oh, in the eastern direction. Oh, there it is, right there. Yeah, here's a woodland mansion automatically generated. New structure in 1.11, or I can teleport to negative 405, 65, 271 for a village and forest biome, apparently. And yep, here's a village, which is pretty cool. And this is one way that a lot of Minecraft speedrunners will end up speedrunning really fast, is they'll find a seed where they know where everything is, because you could look up a seed typically and find like where like people will find where diamonds are in a predetermined location and then give that to you via the seed and tell you about it. So it's pretty cool. But let's go ahead and try and find out our own seed. So we're gonna go ahead and create a world, and I'm gonna call it, let's see, Wave273 subs. Right, and I'm going to go into creative mode, and I'm going to, again, for the seed, Wave273 subs. And capitalization is important when it comes to this, so I'm doing just Wave273 subs in lowercase. So when I generate this world, I'm just doing it as a default world, because seeds do change depending on what type of game generation you're using. Then you'll notice here that we just have this world. Oh, actually, this is a really good seed because we spawned right next to a village. I actually really like this seed. And I didn't even test this out beforehand. I just kind of made this up as we were recording. But yeah, notice we have a nice little desert there. We have some let me clear my chat because I can't see anything. This is a plains biome here. I love plains biomes. Little forest biome over here. This is actually a seed I'm gonna have to save because I really like the seed. So yeah, moving on here, we're going to go ahead and I'm gonna explain to you, or I can basically demonstrate to you why seeds are important. So if I name myself Wave273 subs 2, and just do again Wave273 subs, it'll make the exact same world just with a different name. So this is a really good way to basically kind of play along with your friends, but in different worlds, or share really cool things that you find, because like sometimes you might find like a cluster of 3 villages, for example. So yeah, again, here's the same exact village with that same exact thing over there, the same forest biome, plains biome, desert biome. It's really cool, and I do think that it's something that people should know about. So oh yeah, the other thing I should mention, I'm going to reopen this world in order to demonstrate that to you, is that, well, you can have seeds with letters. They're automatically converted into number seeds in the game. So you'll notice the seed itself actually is -816076632. So that's the actual seed for it if you want to go ahead and type something rather than Wave273 subs in. Okay, so guys, that I believe is everything with custom world generation. You already know what cheats are. Bonus chests, it just generates a chest with a couple of helpful items where you spawn. And I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, go ahead and leave a like down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Comment that you made it this far in the video. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye. Thank you to Shatter on Patreon for supporting me. If you would like to support me on Patreon as well, go ahead and click the link in the description down below to go ahead and check out different rewards.